Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance Wrestling. I am your host, Bobby Sampson, joined as always, my man with the master plan, Mr. Chance Michaels. Mr. Michaels, this is probably our final wrestling show for this year of summer as we go into the fall starting pretty soon. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling a
Yeah,
lot better. Now that Raw's over, I feel a lot better because that was brutal. What a terrible go home show that was. I'll get into that later, but yeah, it was bad.
okay, man. So we're talking go home shows. We got two shows this weekend, my friend. We have AEW All Out coming from Toronto, and then we have the WWE first show that they're doing on ESPN, Wrestlepalooza. A lot of the talk is being about the ESPN deal and them, starting up and everything, but it's also being talked about that they are trying to go up against AEW and counter program them. So this has forced AEW to move their show up by a couple of hours. Interesting.
Mhm.
So why don't we
What I
just
think what's more interesting is that WWE expects you, if you're in the States, to buy the ESPN Plus app, which is $30 a month to watch this. And a lot of people aren't just going to do that. Unless you're a hardcore fan, you're not going to get that app. So a lot of people already have it for the sports and stuff, but most of the hardcore wrestling fans aren't sports fans. So I don't see a lot of people buying this app, basically it's a $30 pay-per-view essentially just to watch this show.
you know what,
So I
man? I,
did
I
that.
think I think people will buy it. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I just think people
Yeah,
will buy it.
yeah, the hardcores, but not the average guy's not buying that.
Yeah.
Just because it's like it's a base essentially a paper. You're paying $30 to watch it essentially,
I think
right?
most of the casual guys already have it anyways for football and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know how much of a spike it will cause. Well, I guess we'll find out when those numbers come out. But I just feel that, you know what? I don't know, man. I put nothing past nobody these days, man. I mean, you never know, right?
You quote me on this one. It's not going to cause a spike at all. It won't make a dent in ESPN Plus at all. I mean, like you said, some people already have it, but I'm telling you, people that don't have it are not going to buy it just to watch this. It's not happening.
We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But AEW All Out, man, it is in Toronto, Ontario. A lot of matches here. Some of them haven't even been determined. We'll probably know what the final outcomes of these matchups will be on Wednesday. Unfortunately, we're recording before Wednesday, so we're going to work with what we have. So I'm going to start with this one, man. Hangman Adam Page versus Kyle Fletcher. When did this happen? Like, I've been trying really, really hard to watch AEW on a consistent basis. I don't, I must have missed last week's episode because, yeah, I know I did miss last week's episode, but up until then, this match wasn't even in existence.
That's what Tony Khan and Triple H do. They throw stuff together that makes no sense just for the pop. And like you said, it just happened last week. It's been building a little bit the last couple of weeks, but they made it official last week. So it's just threw it together. Fletcher's a good wrestler, no charisma though, and no mic skills. And Adam Page will win this match. It'll be a good match simply because Fletcher he's going to push Adam Page. Going to force him to work hard. He's going to force his cardio. But yeah, just basically a random match. Not
Yeah,
much.
it's weird. It's like even the build up to it, like, yeah, okay, I could see some hints of it. Like I know that, when he won the title and he came out, the Don Callis family came out to stake their claim. These guys came out to stake their claim. You know what I mean?
Ron family is banned from ringside for this match
Right,
too.
right, right. So I could see it starting from there, but I must have missed something on that episode. All right, so I guess we're both going Hangman on this one, right?
I'd like to see Kyle Fletcher win. I'm not a big fan of Hangman Page.
Yeah.
He acts like a tough guy and then he cries in all the press conferences, which to me doesn't mix.
Well, I think Kyle Fletcher needs a little bit more seasoning before you put it on him, man. I mean, you know, it's almost a shame that Bobby's not in this picture still.
Mm-hmm.
He's really far down on this card too.
Oh
In
yeah,
a mean nothing type of match.
he's a
All
mid
right.
carder.
Yeah. All right. Coffin match. I guess AEW's version of a casket match. John Moxley versus Darby Allin. Now, this is a storyline that's been building for the better part of 6 months, and we're finally getting them head to head here. The story goes that Moxley's beating the tar out of this guy and his crew. The Death Riders have just beaten him up continuously. Darby Allin had gone away for a while. He climbed Mount Everest. He did it. That's amazing,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, that in itself is just an amazing feat. He's back. He cost him the title, or part of the team that cost him the title, to get Hangman as champion. And since then, he's just been a thorn in the side of John Moxley. I don't think this is a crescendo match or a closing match. I think there's going to be more to this as it goes on. But we do have Moxley and Allen in a coffin match, aka casket match. Um, this is a tough one because Moxley's coming off a loss and whatnot. It almost makes sense, in my opinion, to have Moxley win. But that being said, I won't be surprised if Darby does, just because of the fan. This is where you talk about the booking. These are the hard ones to call. But you know what? I'm gonna go Moxley. I think Moxley gets this done.
I think they're going to give it to Darby Allin simply because he climbed Mount Everest. They're going to build off that hype, build off that
Yeah,
momentum. Man who climbs, little guy climbs Mount Everest, beats Don Moxley in a gruesome coffin match, a heinous match. It's going to be blood everywhere. Going to be spikes and forks, and like it's going to go all up.
yeah, it's gonna be
I
pretty
hope
brutal.
after this match they ended. The feud's been like you said, it's been like 6 months. That's too long. It's time
But
to move
but
on to
but
something.
but they haven't really touched. I mean, outside of this and that, they haven't really had a match. So this is the first match really that they're having during all this. So
Not every feud has to have 3, 4 matches. Sometimes one match, better man wins that night. We can move on to something else. I'm
well,
not
let's
saying they, but I think Darby's going to get it just because he climbed Mount Everest. I think they're going to build off of that and run with that hype.
well
Makes sense.
possibly, yeah, potentially that could be the way too. We'll see how it
It'll be
plays out.
everywhere. It should be all right. They'll,
Well, I'll say this, man. If you plan to have snacks and stuff, I don't think this is a match that you want to be munching on chips and something gooey. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be for the faint of heart, honestly. Like even me, Moxley has me turning away sometimes when he's doing some of the stuff that he does, especially Darby. Like this guy has, like I'm sure he's concerned about his well-being, but this dude puts everything on the line. The spots, the bumps that this guy takes, it's just insane.
at least AEW is trying to separate themselves. They're doing something different than WWE, which is good. They're trying to do something. I'm not saying I would do it myself, but they're trying to do something different. Which is
Yeah.
good.
All right, here we go. AEW Women's World Championship four-way match. Timeless Tony Storm against Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and Thekela. Again, another match. I guess they built it up over the last 3 weeks, but I guess everyone has a stake in it because it's for the championship. But really, the only connection I truly see here is between Jamie Hayter and Statlander and the feud that they had. Otherwise, it's just you got four girls in here. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, like I said, wrestling nowadays, I don't try to overthink why Tony Khan or Triple H have done this and that because I've watched their booking the last 2 years and these guys are clueless. So I just look at the matches and think who's going to win because if you try to figure out the story, the connection, it doesn't make any sense 9 times out of 10. But in saying who you just said is in this contest, I think keep it with timeless Tony Storm gets the win, right? She's the most talented in this match, so I don't see why you'd let the others beat her.
Well, I mean,
It's just a random throw together match,
yeah,
basically.
yeah. No, I mean, I don't see any surprises here. Okay, we're gonna talk two more matches, then we're gonna let it go because the rest of the card is what it is.
There's 11 or 12 matches on this card. It's a big card. It's going to be a 4 hour show.
Yeah, yeah. So we're just gonna talk a couple more matches here. One I want to touch on very quickly here is Mercedes Moné defending her AEW TBS Championship against Rio. Again, Rio's been around. Again, I don't know. It is what it is, but I'm going Mercedes. You?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how many belts has Mercedes had now, 8 or 9.
8 or 9, yeah, yeah.
It's just ridiculous. Half of them don't even mean anything.
But it is what it is.
Emotions, but that to me is corny.
Yeah.
Because it's just like if you're the NFL or you're the NHL, you have a Stanley Cup, you have a Super Bowl. You don't care about the other leagues. You don't care because we're the best. So AEW is saying we're not the best. We need all these other promotions to join with. And to me, that weakens the product. But yeah, Mercedes Moné is going to win. They're keeping this most dominant women champion ever with all the belts. Nobody else can say that. So that's they're going to keep riding that out because that's one of their big claims to fame right now.
Well,
And she's talented. Don't get me wrong. She's doing a great job.
you know what? I mean, I'll be honest, man. I was really, really hard on her and really, really critical on her when she had made the jump and whatnot. And a lot of what she wasn't was exposed. But she's done a great job of filling those gaps in and filling in those holes and, smoothing it over. So respect to her, man.
Give AEW credit. They're doing a better job with the Mercedes Moné than WWE ever did. They have to give them that. It's proof.
Well,
Watch her promos and watch her work, right? Her work is night and day, and she deserved that criticism because at first she got paid a lot of money and she wasn't very good.
yeah.
But whoever's working with her or she just did it herself, I don't know. She's come a long way and improved.
No, she has. She has. She has. All right. Last thing I want to two more here very quickly. MJF versus Mark Briscoe. Now, this is a storyline that I'm aware of and seen being built up. Pardon me, MJF has just got this tongue on him, which he's not afraid to use. And some of the things he's been saying about his brother who's passed away and whatnot really built up the story. So we're getting a tables and tax match here. MJF coming off the loss, but I feel like MJF is going to win this one. Just because of what Mark Briscoe is as the character and whatnot. So I see MJF winning this by cheating himself and just sending Briscoe home even more upset. You?
Yeah, you're probably right. The one thing I do like about MJF is that he's trying to bring some reality into these stories. I don't think anybody else does that. Even WWE, it's kind of you watch Seth and Punk, it's so phony and contrived. But this is like I know he's playing up the brother death, but he's bringing that. That's a touchy subject. So he's trying to draw us in. He's trying to make you invest in something. You want to see MJF get slammed with the tax. You
Yeah,
want to see him get smashed in because he's insulting this guy's dead brother.
yeah.
So that makes the stakes high. So you don't see that in wrestling much anymore. So,
No.
but
Oh,
in saying that, I think he'll take a good beating, but he'll get the win. MJF will get
yeah,
the win. It's going to be a fun match because they brought some realism to it, which is nice to see.
for sure. And the last one I want to talk about, because we talked about it earlier, and we're talking about Bobby Lashley. He's in a trios match now. Okay. After losing the tag team titles because of Ricochet, Bishop, Khan, and Toa Leona. Um, those three guys were working with MJF and they cost him the tag team title. So now they're having a trios match. Lashley, Benjamin, MVP versus Ricochet, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona. Um, I guess you got to go with the Hurt Syndicate, man. They just beat up these three little dudes.
Yeah, but you're talking about Tony Khan here, who's a big fan of the little dudes. He likes watching the dudes beat up big guys. So I'm
I
happy
get that. I get that.
that
But
the
this
Ricochet
is,
is actually going to win.
look,
The thing is, he needs to get Bobby Lashley. These guys that he's wrestling are all mid. Benjamin, they all Ricochet, they're all mid card guys, but Bobby is not. So he needs to come out of this tag team stuff. And he needs to be wrestling at least co-main event and main events because he is almost 50. He's your biggest, strongest, best athlete, and you got him stuck at the bottom middle of the card every
man,
time.
the man's
So,
been there for almost a year, if not over a year now, and he's not yet challenged for a single title.
mhm.
He's not even been in the picture. Like you want, okay, you look, in my opinion, give him Okada. Let him beat up Okada and take that title from him. If you don't want to put him in the heavyweight title picture, then at least let him beat Okada or let him go after the TBS title or something, man.
Look at it this way, right? Is Bobby Lashley quite the athlete of Brock Lesnar? No, not quite. But if there's a 1A and there's a 1B, he's the 1B to Lesnar. Like he's not as big, he's not as fast, he's not as strong as Lesnar. He doesn't have the MMA career of Lesnar, right?
Yeah.
However, he's the closest guy we got to
Look,
Lesnar.
look, the closest, you're right, exactly. The closest thing they got to Lesnar in AEW is a Lashley.
And you would never put Lesnar in a mid card 6-man tag match.
No,
But
you wouldn't.
it's just stupidity. And I get why Tony does it because he's a little guy and he wants the little guys, the nerds to beat up the tough guys. That's his mentality. It's just terrible though to see Bobby being wasted, especially he's almost 50.
Yeah. No,
So
it's
that's
unfortunate.
the guys are going to win, to be honest.
All right, so if you guys are planning on watching this is Saturday, September the 20th. It starts if you want to watch a 0 hour show and everything else that's involved. This card actually starts at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 Eastern. If you're in the UK, it's 8 p.m. in the evening. That's the 0 hour show. So it's what, a 2 hour thing and then a 3 hour pre-show. So the show will kick off at like 3 p.m.
Well, the biggest match on this whole card is the Edge and Christian match, right? They're in
Oh yeah,
Toronto.
it's in Toronto. Oh, we didn't talk about that, did we? So
That's
Edge,
why I'm
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Sorry, pardon me. Edge and Christian versus FTR. Um,
This is the biggest match. This is I know it's not the main event, but this is the main event because they're back together after how many years in their hometown, right? This is going to be a
well,
huge.
this is it. This is it. So this is the feel good match against Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler. And ironically enough, all four of these guys are very, very, very close. In fact, I believe Copeland, Dax, and Wheeler all live within 5 minutes of each other in North Carolina. So they're all good buddies. So the chemistry is already there. The work rate should be good. It should be a fun match, man.
And you just described politicking and wrestling without describing politicking and wrestling. You can't tell me that Edge and Christian weren't politicking to wrestle their buddies and get them on the card. Absolutely, they were. We all know that, and that's fine. But that's where you see the politics in wrestling, little things like that, right? I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to bring that up. But yeah, it's going to be a huge pop. I think right now Christian actually He's always been a mid card guy at best, sometimes up in the main events. But right now, I think he's doing some of his best work. He's
I love what he's doing.
I don't know what his correction was the last 20 years, but he's doing some of his best stuff.
Well, you know what? Sometimes it takes a little while to find that groove, right, and find that vibe. But you know what? The
But
fact
the
that
guy's 50
trying to
years old. He could have been gone a long
no,
time.
hey, I get it, but the fact
But
of the matter is, we're getting it now, which is fun. And
mm,
Christian trying really hard not to be a face, which is beautiful. I love it. That's the story, right? Like, Copeland or Edge, Copeland, whatever, keeps trying to tell him, hey, man, like, relax, be happy, chill out. But Copeland, he's still trying to be that hardcore mean guy, which is funny in essence,
mm.
right? But yeah, no, I mean, I'm
Well,
curious to see what happens after this, though, because he said, like, in the build up to this, Christian said to FTR, you know, you help me with my problem, I'm going to help you with yours, sort of a deal, right? Which is FTR. I wonder what happens after this. Where do they go? Do they go after the tag titles?
I just hope these guys are in their 50s. Let's be honest. They're very slow in the ring for the most part. Edge isn't moves pretty good. Christian, not bad. But if this is Tony Khan's booking this is a special event. It's in Toronto. We got them back together. This is a big thing. But if you keep having them wrestle all the time, it's gonna ruin that. It's gonna water it down, and they're going to be exposed as the old men that they are. He's got to book this very smart. You don't want to see them wrestle together all the time, only for the special events. I hope he does that and doesn't waste this, because then it's just they're just too old to do it all the time, and it loses the special feel that it has for this weekend. So
Yeah,
they need
yeah.
probably,
I mean, you know what? Let's see. The Toronto crowds doesn't
crazy,
normally.
crazy.
Toronto crowds don't normally disappoint. They should be live for this. So let's see. Let's see how it goes, man. I mean, it should be a fun night. I mean, Toronto crowds are always good. I'll give them that, right? And they are in London, Ontario, a few days before for Dynamite, and it's kind of ironic because that's where my sister lives, and I only bring it up because literally, if I was there, I could have walked to the stadium. That's how close she is to it.
Thanks for bringing that up. So Mark Shapiro from TKO was saying Vince priced the tickets for families.
Yeah,
That's not what we're trying to do. However, the one thing AEW has, they price their tickets for families. You can walk up to the arena because they never really sell out. You can get in for $40, $50. You want to go to a same show with WWE, you're paying $400 or $500. It's
honestly, I
insane.
believe for
Nothing.
for the Collision and the Dynamite show that's being held in London, Ontario, which is Southern Ontario, closer to Niagara Falls, if you really want to put it that way, to give you guys an idea of where it's at. I believe the average cost for the ticket was anywhere between 50 to 75 for the
Well,
cheapest that I
yeah, like,
saw.
I was always, WWE was my favorite for the wrestling, even in the Monday Night Wars, the Vince guy and stuff. Now, I won't go. I'm not. I won't even go. I wouldn't even want to go to a WWE show anymore, man. I know I went to Montreal. I did a few things ago. That was when Vince was still in there. Now that Vince is gone, I won't pay to watch it. I'm not gonna. Even my kid, he went to Survivor Series, um, with his mom. He wanted to do it, but I'm not gonna pay $400 or $500 to watch that crap that they're putting out there. They're blatantly telling you. Mark Shapiro was telling you we're not pricing it for families. That's what wrestling is about, and this is why SmackDown had their lowest rating ever. People are getting sick and tired of this smug attitude and this money grab from TKO. And you don't want the kids to come there? Okay, fine, dude. You're gonna keep losing the ratings. You make more money now because you jacked your ticket prices up. You're not selling any more tickets. You're just made the prices over 300 to 400% higher.
Mm,
So if you can, if and let me tell you this, if they have the same show, like if you have AEW and WWE on the same night in the same town, I would go to AEW before I go to WWE. I just don't want to support that, and they're just laughing at us and expecting us to pay those obscure prices for that crap. At least with AEW for $100, $80, a couple of you get what you pay for. It's decent. I'm not gonna nah. Bad statement by Mark Shapiro. He's getting ripped online for that smugness.
yeah,
What a
you gotta watch your words and P's and Q's, man. I mean, that's a bit of brave
they're
arrogance.
saying they're saying the quiet part aloud. They're saying our audience is stupid. We'll give you half-ass cards and we'll charge you $400 and let the idiots march through the door. Give me a break, dude. No, not me. No.
Well,
Haley seems to
people.
be affordable. I'll give him that.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you're talking about outrageous prices and whatnot, because guys and gals, we are a part of the Wrestling Society Network, a great platform. You can catch us on our own platform, but you can also catch us out there now as well. These guys, you can download the Wrestling Society app The Wrestling Society Network app, sorry, on the Roku's. If you have Roku, if you have Apple TV, you can get it there as well. You can also find it online. They have a ton of podcasts that are all there, that so you can get a bit of everything. If you want indie wrestling, you can get your indie podcast. If you want the real brass tacks like we deliver here, then you listen to us, sort of a deal, right?
Yeah.
So there's a little bit for everyone there, for every kind of wrestling, for every kind of whatever they like. You can find it on there. Also, documentaries, talk shows, and recently, and this is why I bring it up, we have a Patreon now. And only for $1 a month, you can get some exclusive content, some great stuff. There's some great shows that are going to be on there. Yours truly with Professor Bear are probably going to be doing something there as well at some point in later this year or in the new year. We haven't decided, but we're working on something for the Patreon as well. So, guys, yeah, come on, check us out there. WSN, Samp&Chance, a beautiful partnership. We are one of two international entities on their platform. Justin, he's out of the UK. He does some great interviews as well. So make sure to check us all out, man. You already know Mike D. You know the professor. We had him on the show as well. So make sure to check us out. All right. That all being said and done, thank you to the WSN for bringing us onto their platform and to be a part of their wrestling family.
Absolutely.
Have you checked any of that stuff out, buddy?
What? Which one?
The WSN stuff?
Yeah, I want to get on one of their shows. I want to have fun, but they don't want me on. I know.
No. We always want you on. You're just busy, bro. Come on. You can't say that.
I have three questions I want to ask Professor and Joe or at Mikey. I have three questions I want to ask. I just want to hear the response to it.
Okay, no, that's fine. So what we'll do, we'll set something up.
Because they're coming from the hardcore WWE perspective, right? And I'm coming from the couch perspective. That makes it fun, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. We'll get something sorted out.
Best laughing podcast, hands down, is the Professor. That laugh is money.
Yeah, I know. Next time I'm in talk with them, I will set something up. We'll make it happen. Definitely. You can't say we don't want you on, bro. That's not fair.
Okay, I haven't been
busy. You're just busy.
Yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good fun. We're just talking about grown men in their underwear. I don't take it personal.
No, nobody takes it personally, man. I mean, if we're taking it personally, then we're in the wrong business here, right?
Yeah.
There we go. All right, so let's get on to your favorite promotion, the promotion that you love the most, tongue in cheek. WWE Wrestlepalooza on ESPN. I mean, okay, right off the bat, the production will be better. You know, the angles will be better. So we already know they're going to win on that. Will they win on the night when it comes to the matches? Let's start with this one first.
On paper, yes, it looks better, but it doesn't mean it will be better.
Well, let's break it down. Let's see what we got here, man. We got Women's World Championship match, Io Sky versus Stephanie Valkyrie. This is a title that Naomi relinquished after she got pregnant, and now she's out of action. This was supposed to happen in Paris, but due to injuries to Stephanie and whatnot, they kind of pushed it to this card here. Io versus Stephanie Valkyrie. This girl is on fire. I mean, she has a great international resume. She's worked her way up the ranks here in WWE through NXT. First ever double champ in NXT. And now here she is challenging for the main title, the vacant title. This is a tough one to call because, like we say, we always want to see what we can do with the new, fresher talent. You know, so by all accounts, we should hopefully see Stephanie get the title.
I hope so.
But here's my counter thing to this, okay? When I look at Io Sky, you got a built-in story coming right now with her and Asuka. You know, the detention is strong. If something's going to explode, Asuka's going to turn on her. Something's going to happen here, right? So I have a feeling one way or the other, if Io wins, you got a built-in feud right off the bat with Asuka, which is different because we haven't seen them really tangle before. Yes, they've been in a group together, but they've never fought each other. So that's kind of new from that perspective. And you know those two will put on a killer match. I think this match might be one of the best matches of the night, just in terms of what both these girls bring to the table in terms of their athleticism, their movement, and whatnot. If Stephanie wins, though, where do you go with her? Who, you know, is she a big enough name? Does she have enough, you know, that energy to kind of carry it? So based on that, based on your reaction, which is kind of like mine, nothing against Stephanie. I just think Io is going to win this.
I would like to see Stephanie win, but I don't think if she won, they would have the right writers and people in place to get her up the line yet. Like you said, she's still a little early, still a little young in this spot. And like you said, there's a built-in storyline with Io Sky and Asuka, and because of that, I think Io Sky will win. Stephanie will get the belt one day. I just don't think it's right now, although I'd love to see it. But yeah, I'm going to go with Io Sky here, and then she'll start a program with Asuka. That's what it seems like, but who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only other thing I can think of here is Asuka and Kyrie coming down somehow, costing Io the match. So you still have that feud there anyway. So
You don't have to have a belt necessarily to have the feud, but I just don't know if Stephanie can be the champion. I don't know if she has that cachet yet to be the women's
well,
champion.
the
Not
one thing, the one thing that they said to her when she came on board, they offered her, like most people who come join the company are sent to NXT first, right? Her In her case, she was offered a main roster spot right off the bat, but she
yeah.
refused it. She refused it on the basis of, I want my English to be better.
Mhm.
Right. So respect to her for knowing and recognizing the fact that, hey, I can be amazing in the ring, but at this level, I also have to be amazing, or at least somewhat um conscientious of the mic work.
She's got to be able to communicate better. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that.
So I can appreciate where she's coming from. But you know what? Never say never, man. I mean, if we're looking for things to be shaken up and we're looking for new directions and new people, this is your opportunity to do it with one title. So
Yeah,
so let's see how it goes. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if she wins, but I more likely than not think Io's going to walk away with this.
I think so too. I'm hoping for Stephanie to get it, just like to shake it up.
Yeah,
But yeah, Eagle's going to take it.
yeah. All right, let's move on here. The Usos versus the Braun Brawns, Breaker and Reed. Um, they've been hinting at Jey Uso becoming a heel again, man, throughout this whole build up here with this whole LA Knight stuff here. Very quickly though, I think Breaker and Reed are going to win this match with outside interference by LA Knight, causing more of a rift, and we potentially see a heel change here tonight on that night.
Um, yeah, I think Bronson and Braun are going to win. I don't think they're going to be outside interference. They don't need it. But these guys are so big and so strong, they should just be able to demolish these little guys, no
Hey,
problem, right?
no, I get it, but just for the story, just the way they're building up that LA Knight and Jey Uso shit.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're not right, but I'm saying if
Yeah,
it's me, they don't need outside interference. Let these guys beat the crap out of them. Usos are older guys. They've been around a long time. They're getting a little long in the tooth. They're very slow in the ring.
yeah,
Let these young guys smash them, throw them around, beat the crap out of them. Just put that mystique of Braun and Bronson Reed as just being killers in there. You know what I mean? Smash these guys out 5 minutes. Not totally a squash match, but almost like that. Yeah, I don't think you need LA Knight to come out here and do that because these guys are so strong. You don't need that interference to take away from their strength. That's just me, but you could be right. But
I
yeah,
mean,
Breaker's
potentially, I could see it happening in such a way where they lose the Usos and the frustration so much that he takes out Jimmy. You know what I mean? Just to add to that. So I don't
I
know.
think it was a very long time. I don't think we always need them up in the top matches all the time anymore. It's time to bring some of these other guys up. They've been out there, what, 20 years now?
Yeah, yeah,
15 years?
yeah. No, I mean, and they're due too, right? Breaker and Braun need to have a victory here and
Yeah,
there. Like losing to Roman is one thing, and this and that. And I get that completely. You got to keep Roman where Roman is. And I don't think Bronson Reed actually lost that match. He gained, in terms of his work rate and how he was able to hang out with Roman in there. So, in loss, he gained a lot, right? So I think it's time for that. So yeah, we'll go from there. All right. So we're both saying the Bronze, right?
yeah, they're going to win for sure.
Okay. Okay. Undisputed WWE Championship, Cody versus Drew. Um, Cody came back last week after being out for about 3 weeks there to bring in his new child. So congratulations to Cody Rhodes and family on the birth of their new baby. So that's why he was out, but he was taken out on an injury angle to give him the time off. He's back. So really outside of that attack and Cody coming back last week and Randy Orton kind of filling in for Cody until he gets back. There hasn't been a huge buildup. We'll see on SmackDown what they do to kind of ignite this a little bit further.
Just some random match thrown together for two big names on an ESPN card. Simple as that. There is no history here. There's no
Well,
history.
there is a little bit of history. They were building it up.
They're just having a match for having a match. Not saying it
Well,
can't be a good match, but there's nothing here.
yeah,
Cody's gonna win. He's gonna keep the belt. They're not giving the belt to Drew, even though I'd like to see Drew take it. It's one of my favorites, but Cody's gonna get the win.
good. I'm gonna go Drew by disqualification.
But Cody's gonna keep the belt. That's what I'm saying, right?
No,
Just
no,
keep
I
it.
appreciate that, but if I have to pick the winner, I'm gonna go Drew by disqualification because Randy Orton somehow gets involved.
And this is the problem with wrestling and AW and NW. There's just too many shows now. So you end up having to throw random matches together. You have a week or two to build a match. You'll do a SmackDown, a Dynamite, and throw this match together and hope it sticks. And that takes away from these cards. So yeah, we'll see what
You
happens.
know, brother, you say all these things, and I am not disagreeing with you, but we have to accept the fact that this is what wrestling is today.
It is what it is. But
It's
according
not
to
going to
the
go
people,
back to. It's not going to go back to what we liked. It won't. We
it's not.
are.
It's like the NBA, dude. The ratings are
Hey,
down.
you're preaching to the choir, bro.
But the reason why the ratings are down is because David Stern is out of the NBA. Adam Silver's in. The reason why the ratings are down in WWE is so expensive because Vince is gone. So they know what to do. They're going this other route and it's not working and people are turning it off. And I'm saying, guys, wake up. This is
Well,
not how to do it. And people are not liking it. The
until
ticket,
Mark Shapiro and Ari and Nick Khan step back and let the wrestling people do wrestling stuff, right? Because I mean, okay, everything we say, we blame Triple H, we blame this guy, but the reality is he's got to take all the answers. He's taking direction from those three guys.
but he's in charge of booking the card. He's throwing together random matches. He's throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it sticks, so to speak. And people are just don't like it for the
No, I
most
get that, but a lot of that influence is coming from the upper ups as well, though. We got to keep that in
part.
mind.
Maybe it could be 6 or 7 of these guys. They all don't
Yeah.
know what you can see it.
Okay, here we go. CM Punk, AJ Lee, the returning AJ Lee. Man, I was happy to see her. She looks amazing. She doesn't look like she aged at all in 10 years, man. I mean, she probably looks in better shape now than she did when she was there. Would you agree?
Yeah, she's in great shape, but she's small too, so it's easier to maintain your frame. But yeah, she's in a phenomenal shape. Absolutely.
I mean, and so we got Punk and AJ versus Seth and Becky Lynch. A good segment last night. I did enjoy that. It was good to see AJ get a bump. Good back and forth. I think the mic work is better with Punk and AJ. AJ's fun on the mic as well. Um,
Two things I'll take away from that segment, and I'm glad you brought it up. 21 minutes, way too long. There's number one. Number two, Seth Rollins and Becky are so fake and so phony. This guy is such a clown. You're supposed to be a heel, but you're trying to be funny. There's another guy that used to dress outlandish, but he was still a tough guy, and we all know who that is. That's Macho Man Randy Savage, the crazy outfits, but he didn't come across as a clown. When he was a heel, he was a heel. He wasn't trying to be funny. Here, Seth is. He doesn't know how to be a heel because 1 minute he is, next minute he's laughing. He's getting ready to sing along to his music. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch are so fake and so phony, and he is such a clown on that mic, and he's so obnoxious. Great in the ring, but I can't stand that guy. He just doesn't know how to be a heel, and nobody's telling him what to do.
yeah.
Either you're a heel or you're not. Which are you? I don't know what Seth
I
is. I don't.
think what they need to do is change his music like they've changed everyone else's music because until they don't do that, you don't know what he is.
The WWE,
Change the music.
no, I know, but so many people sing to it, they're not going to. So that's why I keep saying it. He's not. I don't know what the guy is. I can't stand him, and I can't stand his woman. They're so obnoxious and annoying. It's this terrible TV, man. Terrible
So that
stuff.
being said, who are you picking?
You got old man Punk who can barely move in the ring. Yeah, I probably Punk and AJ because AJ just came back. He's got a lot of hype right now.
Yeah, so I'm going that way as well. I don't think we're going to get anything extraordinary or anything like that. I mean, if we've noticed over the last couple of weeks without Paul Heyman around, the Vision is kind of doing their own thing on two separate fronts. The Braun Browns are doing their own thing. Like, when was the last time you saw all of them come out together?
Yeah, I think that crew's pretty much that crew didn't work. It didn't work. It wasn't no chemistry. It
No,
kind
no,
of fake.
the crew's still together, but they just don't have Heyman around, right?
I know it's nice. There's no. It's nice to have him out. Like it's just
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes you
So,
take a break from wrestling when the character's been around a long time, make him fresh again, right?
yeah, yeah. There's no Heyman around, so we haven't really seen the Vision as a cohesive unit. They still are part of the same faction, unless I missed something.
Vision.
Yeah, the Vision.
That's the name of their crew.
That's the name of their crew.
I wonder
Right.
what's their vision.
Pardon?
What's their vision?
Well, it's based off of Seth Rollins. I'm a visionary. I'm an architect. Blah blah blah. What he says, right? About his little
He's
splee.
a visionary in one sense. He's one of the first wrestlers that I can think of. Maybe that wears his wife's clothes on TV and
Well,
tries to be
last
tough.
night,
visionary on that. I give him that.
Last night, I don't think the younger audience will understand this. I'm not even sure if you'll get this reference, man, but it looks like they were getting ready to go out to the Blue Oyster Club afterwards. Are you familiar with that reference?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, I wouldn't put anything past that guy. Like he's great in the ring. Don't get me wrong, but I just can't stand him. Like there's nobody backstage telling him you're a heel, cut this out, or you're going to be a face. Pick it,
I'm
dude.
telling you, until they change his music, you won't really know because as long as that song's out, people are going to keep singing it. Look at Jericho. He's a complete heel, but everyone sings Judas on my mind every time he comes out, right? And then he
Mm.
tells the crowd to shut up.
But
So he has to kind of bring him, reel them back in and make him remember that he's a heel.
dude, even at the lowest level of our indie wrestling at CAW, we got guys backstage, and everybody knows this. If you're a heel, you don't be funny. You piss people off. You be a jerk. But Seth is doing both, and just
But
yeah,
dude, I've seen a lot of those call guys try to be heels, but then do funny stuff. Like, okay, for example, that
for that. But
right, you get a few of those guys on that card all the time to try to do the comedy spots.
they're supposed to be doing that.
Like, who's that American guy, the bald guy that used to?
I think.
Yeah, yeah, him. Like, he's always in those kind of weird kind of spots where he's a heel. You're supposed to hate him, but then he does all these kind of comedy kind of spots. You know what I mean?
I don't think he's trying to be funny, dude. He is hard time following directions sometimes, to put it nicely.
Okay, well, fair enough, man. I mean, I'm just only basing it on the matches I've seen of his, and he only comes to my mind because that American Azim and him always seem to get, you know, the brunt of everyone else's kind of folly,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
right? So if someone's gonna get hit in the face with a pie, it'd be one of those two dudes. Is that fair?
Yeah, at least they're pissing people off, man. That's a good thing.
Right. All right. Finally, here we go. 11 years since their last meeting. We have Brock Lesnar, Mr. Rip Jeans himself, man. And I loved how he sold it. He owned it. He made it a part of something so no one can say nothing to him against Mr. Jorts. So we got Rip Jeans versus Jorts on Saturday night. This will probably close out the show. The returning Brock Lesnar after a few months. A lot of people aren't happy with him coming back, man. The woke community is very upset. Why is he here? Why is he here? Because he did nothing wrong. I'm sorry to say. Hey, if someone's done something wrong here on Samp&Chance, we will be the first to tell you this
Mm-hmm.
is wrong and this
Yeah,
is right.
right.
But unfortunately, I think we live in a day and time where half the people think something's wrong that the other people think is right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
it's a
it's not
very
what they think he allegedly said. He never did anything. And they also don't like him because he's big, he's strong, he's an athlete, he's a tough guy. They're more into like, they want to see Seth Rollins or CM Punk or the wimpier kind of guys out there. And you see a big, strong guy is going to come and throw you around and just act like he acts like a real jerk. He is a jerk in real life. So what everybody says. And so they're not happy about that. And they say he's a part timer. Of course he is. He's not. You don't want him as a full timer. Then that takes away from the mystique and the specialness of Brock Lesnar. You don't have to see him every Raw and SmackDowns. When he does come out,
it's
it's
kind of like
special.
what Roman's become, right? Like, I mean, you appreciate when you don't see him, and when he
Mm-hmm.
does come, you're like, oh yeah, right on, Roman's here. You know what I mean? So I get that completely. Before we get into the prediction, we didn't get a chance to talk about that promo that he cut with R-Truth.
That was good.
You liked it?
That was good. Yeah, because our truth is being what he should be. Our truth is a clown.
But
He,
I
he
think the point for me while I'm watching that was like, I'm thinking back to all the stuff a few months ago around R-Truth.
wasn't gone. Yeah, it was terrible.
Right, but you see, look at that. That was just so horribly done that here he is out here and he's basically what he was the whole time.
Because our truth is a jokester. He's a great
Yeah,
entertainer. You
yeah,
need that.
yeah, yeah.
You try to make Ron Killing serious. Nobody wants him like that. He's our truth. He's Ron Cena. He's a goofball. He's an old man. He should come out for a couple minutes, do some backstage vignettes, have the odd match, and that's it. And that's
Like
what he did.
this year we this year on our award show or end of the year award stuff that we do, we gotta have a segment worst thing that happened in wrestling. R-Truth and John Cena heel turns or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, and Rock not coming on WrestleMania, that was badly booked stuff too. But yeah, I know. I thought that was fun because it takes away from that whole mess up of how they booked them and stuff. So now we forgot
But you
about that.
notice how everyone forgot. You look at Cena now, unless, and the way most people's memories work these days, people forget so fast. Like this guy was a heel 2 months ago. Now he's like back to what he was, where he should have been. This is what this reunion, this farewell tour should have been. You know what I mean? In essence, I feel that winning 17 as a heel kind of diminished it because now we see who the real John Cena is again. I would have rather seen him win it as a face than a heel. Now that you know what I mean,
I think what they try to do, they try to shock the wrestling world by
they
putting
did.
him.
They didn't work.
Try to do it. No, they tried doing an NWO kind of thing. They don't have the writers in place to do it.
Well, you know
See,
what?
read the room, realized this is lame and corny. He did
Yeah,
cut one good promo. Let's get out of this and go back to this because that's what people like me. It didn't work. The good thing about the Ron R-Truth thing is at least it was funny. He comes out as a goofball. I'm his older brother. We had the same dad. And Les was
yeah,
like, "Who are you? Who won
yeah.
this?" That's what R-Truth needs to do. Is all he is.
No, for
And
sure. And it's kind of hard with Brock because he's not, for everything that Brock is, he's not that great on the mic. I don't, you can say what you want. It was just funny. It was just funny because it felt a little awkward to watch, but it was funny.
you don't need to be good on the mic when you're that. When you're the best athlete, I would say the best athlete to ever go into the ring. From what he's accomplished, no other wrestler has done what Lesnar has done. No other wrestler ever will.
Yeah.
So he is the biggest, strongest, fast athlete, especially in his prime that we've ever had in there. So if he can't talk that well, which he can't, doesn't matter. He's not there to talk. He's there to kick your ass, right?
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
That's
No,
the
fair enough.
segment.
That being said, who do you have here, man? Because I'm kind of torn on this because we're looking at a face John Cena who's only got 6 dates left. After this match, will only be 5. He has the ability, if he wins on this pay-per-view, to get 100 pay-per-view wins. Only second to that of the Undertaker. Now we have a returning Brock Lesnar as well. So the question here is Brock only here for this, or is he going to be back for a return date? Is he going to be doing more stuff after December, sort of a deal?
That's back for a bit.
Okay, so if that's the case, I'm going to go Brock Lesnar to win.
It depends if they're going to do more than one match out of this. I think they'll.
Oh, sorry, pardon me. I apologize. If Brock is sticking around, then I think Cena will win on Saturday.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Right? Because to have Brock lose on a one-off like that, just the way he's come back and everything after everything, in
no
the real
Brock's
world.
Brock. This is not a one-off. He's gonna be around. This feud might be a one-off feud, and then Brock will do something else. The Brock is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if Brock is
No.
sticking around, then I feel that the victory goes to Cena.
Yeah, probably going to be unless they make 2 matches out of it. Then you can have Brock win this one, and then they can go back and have 1-on-1. It's hard to really say.
It's hard because he's only got 5 dates after that, right? So you kind of want to, expand Cena as much as you possibly can.
This is wrestling. 5 dates. Well, I'm gonna have one more date because of this. Like you just probably not, but you just never. You can make anything up in wrestling, right?
So
So
you can, but John Cena's that kind of guy. Like if he sticks to something, he's one of those few guys like Shawn Michaels. He sticks to it for the most part, right?
wouldn't stick to it.
Like for the most part, man, he stuck to it.
He came
Until
back.
One match, he came
Still,
back.
still broke his word. He said, "I'm done. I'm not going to be Ric Flair," and they offered him a lot of money. Okay, and the same thing with John Cena. If his money starts, I don't think it will because he's got way more money than Shawn Michaels. But Shawn Michaels is rich too. But if his money starts going down, he'll come back for a while.
You never say never. You never say never in wrestling. I get that completely.
The most important thing to everybody in wrestling and boxing is money.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm saying Cena. I say Cena wins with Brock beating the crap out of him for most of the fight, and then Cena pulling it out at the end. I think that's the kind of match it's going to be.
Yeah, this one's 50-50, right? Whoever wins, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to hurt either one of these guys, right? Because they're just that talented and that good. This is the best match of the card. It's definitely the main event. Has to be.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah,
it would have to be the main event, just based on the names.
My gut's telling me Brock's going to win somehow, but it doesn't make sense really, right? Yeah, I think I'm going to try to put some money down. I have to say John Cena wins. Like I said, Brock will suplex City him around, smash him. Cena will catch him slipping, quick STFU, something like that. It'll be a fun match. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it should be fun. All right, we got that done. We have our predictions in the bag, man. Is there anything else that you want to talk about today?
Pretty much covered it all, man. We broke down most.
Yeah. Okay, so hey, you know what? That's beautiful. We got 2 shows this Saturday. Boxing is a little quiet, so it's going to be a wrestling heavy weekend per se. So yeah, from one extreme to the other extreme.
I mentioned, yeah, Friday we're actually back after 1 month off at Hastings. This Friday, 7 o'clock is bell time. So It should be a good show. Which the main granddaddy will be in October. They're doing Halloween Hell inside Hastings, first time ever.
Hmm.
With Aegis fans bring the weapons. That's like our WrestleMania, so to speak.
Yeah.
October,
It gets
but yeah,
pretty messy, man. I remember being there for a few of those Halloween shows. The
this
plunder that
one
people bring, jeez.
this one won't be quite as messy because they restrict us a little bit. But it will be messy, but it won't be as gory as it used to because there was no restrictions then. But this time there's rules that need to be followed.
Oh wow. Okay, it should be interesting, man. I can't wait to see this happen. Is this fans bring battle royal match type of deal? What do we
No,
do?
no. Halloween Hell's in October. I'm saying we have one this Friday, but it's going to build up for the Halloween Hell. It's going to come in October.
Okay, okay. Who's the current champion there at Car right now?
Take a guess.
I have no clue, bro. I haven't followed the promotion that closely.
I'll let you dig around on it. You'll get a kick out of it.
Well,
We
for
got
the
it.
view, give me a
Just
clue.
right.
Sorry?
Check it out. There's a couple belts going on. You'll get a kick out of it.
Okay. All right. Fair play. Fair play.
Long story short, tickets are moving pretty good, so it should be decently packed house. Not sold out, but it should be a decent card. So
Fantastic. Good stuff. Good stuff. Looking forward to it. I can't wait to hear the details, and I'm gonna have to go online and find out who the champions are here. But yeah, guys and gals, remember support your local indie wrestling. We got the car show happening this weekend. I'm sure there's other shows happening.
Santino Morello came out here too. I didn't go
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, Santino was here with All Star Wrestling as well. So I mean, the two promotions out here, Caw, All Star, always putting on good shows.
We got portions of that, but yeah,
Those are the main ones. I mean, I won't talk about uh, Rob Face promotion because I haven't really seen him do anything in a long time.
no, he's out of it. He's been out of it for like 2 years. He gave it up.
Yeah, yeah. So NEW, we haven't really seen too much from them. So I guess the two big boys in Vancouver right now would be All Star and Caw, man. So
And there's another one called Boom. They took over the Commodore.
yeah, Boom. Is it that the one that is kind of the woke wrestling?
If you were to break down the wrestlings, you would say All Stars in the middle. Technically, there's whatever. Um, yeah, Boom is far left, and then CAW would lean a little more to the right side if you were to analyze who's in the powers of BD.
I gotcha.
Doesn't matter what wrestling show is at the Commodore, whether it's NEW, ECCW, Boom. It just Commodore just sells the tickets on Ticketmaster, and it's wrestling. They don't even know what they're
Hey man,
seeing.
you know what? Some of the stuff that I've seen at the Commodore was always fun with ECCW, man.
Hmm.
So you can never go wrong with that. All right, brother man, let's wrap it up here. Let's get to stay going. It's a beautiful last week of summer before we get into the fall season. NFL is in full swing. How's your football pool doing? You doing good?
Doing oh man, doing oh.
No, perfect, perfect. That's all you want, man. Good
Yeah,
stuff there. And we got baseball playoffs coming up pretty soon. Looks like the Cubbies and the Mariners are going to get into the dance. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. It should be a fun postseason.
I love it. Baseball playoffs, some of my favorite playoffs to watch. So yeah, I'm
It's
really excited.
beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. All right, guys. I'm Mr. Bobby Sampson. He's Chance Michaels.
In the words of ACDC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you guys. And remember, just work hard, enjoy life, but never forget to take care of yourself physically, mentally, because if you're not strong, you can't be strong for anyone else. So be a little selfish. Look out for yourself first. Very similar to when you're in a plane and they always say, put your mask on first.
Mm-hmm.
Same kind of philosophy. If you're not good to yourself, how can you be good to anyone else?
100%, dude. 100%.
Samp&Chance are out.